Hello and welcome to Friday's Granada Reports, live with the news across the northwest.
Yeah, thanks for joining us. Here's what's coming up on tonight's programme.
An accidental fall. The coroner's conclusion on the death of Jay Slater from Lancashire. His disappearance on Tenerife last summer sparked global media attention.
The show will go on. How a charity stepped in to save Liverpool's Pride Festival.
Some silky skills on show. We check in on the next generation of Lionesses as excitement builds ahead of the Euros final.
Come on, England!
Are they going to win? You think they're going to do it?
Yeah.
They're the pride of Earlstown. Don't miss one of our region's rising bands, the K's, performing in our studio.
And in the weather, not much of a breeze around this weekend, just enough to give a bit of a pick-me-up to this wee green fella, so just relax and enjoy it. The full details coming up shortly.
So please stay with us for all of that. First tonight, a coroner's concluded teenage festival goer Jay Slater died in an accident in Tenerife and no one else was involved.
Yeah, the 19-year-old from Oswald Twistle in Lancashire went missing last June and his body was found in the mountains 29 days later.
Jay's disappearance attracted media attention from all over the world, plus a host of amateur TikTok sleuths and conspiracy theorists.
But today, after all the unlikely stories surrounding his death, finally, for his family, the truth. He fell into a ravine while trying to walk back to his holiday apartment.
Our reporter Andrew Fletcher was at the inquest at Preston Coroner's Court. Andrew.
Yes, it has been a very long wait for Jay Slater's family to find out the truth about how he died. This inquest actually began in May but had to be delayed while the coroner's office tried to find some of the witnesses. But this morning Jay's family were in court to hear the coroner, Dr James Adderley, give his verdict into what he called the tragic death of a young man. He concluded that Jay Slater died by accident after falling down a ravine in Tenerife. He said he fell between 25 and 30 metres. He suffered injuries including skull fractures and brain trauma, which would have killed him instantly. And the coroner then described the series of events which had led up to that fall. Jay had been on his first holiday in Tenerife, his first holiday with friends, attending the NRG Music Festival. He'd enjoyed a night out clubbing in the resort of Playa de las Americas. He'd been drinking and taking drugs. And at the end of the night, rather than going back to his accommodation with his friends, he got into a car with two men and travelled with them to an Airbnb in a mountain village in the Tino National Park. And after a few hours in the Airbnb, Jay set off back to his apartment on foot, despite having no water, unsuitable clothing, and despite his phone being almost out of power. Now, the inquest heard from two friends who managed to speak to Jay before his phone ran out of power that morning. They tried to persuade him to go back to the Airbnb or to get a taxi rather than attempting the 14-hour walk back to his accommodation. They said that they didn't feel he was in any distress or any danger at the time, and the coroner said there was no evidence that Jay had been assaulted or threatened, that he'd been alone when he left the road to descend the ravine. He said to Jay's family there was no evidence that anybody else had been involved in his death. And he said he hoped that an examination of the facts rather than conjecture during the hearing would have been some consolation to them.
And Andrew, finally, a small degree of closure perhaps for Jay's family. Did they say anything today?
Well, they didn't speak to the media outside the court. They, of course, have been through a terrible ordeal from the day that they learned that Jay was missing. They travelled to Tenerife to join the search for him, a massive search that involved local police, the Garda Civil, international search teams and volunteers. And it was 29 days before Jay's body was found. But also on the island were social media influencers, people with no connection to this case, with no expertise, who were putting forward wild conspiracy theories and speculation about what had happened to Jay. And over the months that followed, Jay Slater's family were trolled and criticised online, so perhaps not surprisingly, they preferred their voice to be heard in court. And Jay's mother, Debbie Duncan, delivered a moving tribute to him at the start of this morning's hearing. She said, "Our hearts are broken. Not in a million years could we predict what was going to unfold. Jay had a wonderful life, full of fun, and was always a joy to be around." She said he may have been just a story for the past 13 months, a story full of untruths, but he has touched the heart of a nation. Now, she said, we ask you to please let Jay rest in eternal peace.
Fletcher in Preston tonight. Thank you.
Well, let's take a look at some more of the day's news now. And the family of a teenager who died after a collision between a car and an e-bike in Manchester have paid tribute to him. 15-year-old Devon Simmons Keynes died on Tuesday in Middleton. His family said he was an outgoing and bubbly person, and they thanked the local community for their support. 59-year-old Terence King has been charged with murder and is due in court on Monday.
Controversial plans for a clean air zone in Greater Manchester appear to have been permanently shelved as the signs for the scheme are being taken down. More than 1,300 signs were installed across the area, warning motorists of daily charges on certain vehicles. But the scheme, which reportedly cost £100 million, was paused in 2022 after a massive public backlash. Instead, Greater Manchester will spend £86 million on a series of other green initiatives, including grants to upgrade vehicles and measures to reduce traffic.
The government says an agreement on the Hillsbor Law could come within weeks. Members of the House of Lords say talks with families impacted by the 1989 disaster have been positive. Despite concerns, the duty of candour element of the proposed law is being watered down. The bill would legally force public bodies to tell the truth in the aftermath of major disasters, something the government say they are committed to.
Regarding the duty of candour, the government is clear that what happened following the Hillsbor disaster must never happen again. Under the Hillsbor Law, public officials will be bound by duties of candour with criminal and professional consequences.
Resident doctors across the northwest have walked out on a 5-day strike. The industrial action started at 7 this morning and will last until next Wednesday morning. The walkout's over a pay dispute with the government. NHS bosses say they have plans in place for patients but still expect some disruption to appointments.
It's so tough out there and they're working so hard, and I think if anyone deserves it, it's them.
I have sympathy for them, but I can't say that I'd support them because everybody else is in the same boat.
There's been criminal underpay in the public sector for a long time, so more power to them.
Now, Pride is back in Liverpool after being forced to cancel the official event last month due to funding issues. One of the city's charities has now stepped in to save it.
Yeah, tomorrow the waterfront will be awash with colour as people from the LGBTQ+ community and beyond march to the arena for an entertainment showcase. And
organisers say the event's about visibility and knowing everybody's valued, and they're urging people to support it and help ensure its future.
Earlier, I spoke to Jared Bowers McIntyre from the charity Sahir. He told me what it meant to save the event and start it on the historic Pierhead.
It's amazing for it to be on the iconic and globally recognised waterfront that we have here at Liverpool. I think even that in itself is like a feedback from the city, isn't it, in terms of what's really important about Pride. So visibility, knowing that you're valued, being able to be yourself, being seen for who you are, being able to share that with people, being able to love who you love.
And a big difference this year is the event at the arena that's attached to all this.
Yep.
That sounds like one heck of a celebration.
It is, it's brilliant. So obviously we're going to be marching down to the arena, and within there we're giving a literal stage and platform to people from our community to show off their talents. You know, we're going to have singers, we've got drag artists, we've got other performers, we've got market space. It's the community coming together, it's people supporting each other, and that's what we're all about.
And pulling together all those elements of the community in just 7 weeks, that must have been very tricky.
It's been a lot, yeah. So obviously LCR Pride Foundation had to take the very unfortunate decision to cancel Pride. At that moment there were people across all of our community in the city that said this is not an option. The team at Sahir really stood up. We've coordinated with other communities, we've coordinated with local businesses, we've coordinated with the council. Everybody across the city has really pulled together to make sure that this happens and to make sure that it can be the best that it can be.
And you want to make sure Pride's here year after year after year.
I think definitely with everything that's happening politically around the world, I think the most important thing that we can do, feels slightly silly and old school, but is share stories. So seeing someone's life is different to hearing about somebody's life. Sharing lived experience is really important. That's the thing that helps create the change that we need year on year.
Right, time now for a look at the headlines on the national and international news. Here's Charlene.
Coming up on the ITV Evening News, thousands of doctors begin a 5-day strike, meaning thousands of appointments could be cancelled. President Trump gets set to land in Scotland for his first visit here since he began his second term. And we speak to Serena Wiegman as the Lionesses prepare for Sunday's final against Spain. Join us for those stories and more from 6:30.
Now to the band from Earlstown near Newton New Willows, hoping to make a little bit of history. Today, the K's release their second album, Pretty on the Internet, with hopes of hitting the #1 spot.
Yeah, and if they do, it'll be the first album on a Manchester-based label to reach the top of the charts since the late, great Tony Wilson managed it with Factory Records. And here's a taste of how it sounds.
Sounds great. This week, the boys took a break from their own hectic schedule to head to Heaton Park to catch their heroes Oasis in action.
Yeah, but before that, they joined Gamal in our studio to talk about a whirlwind few years.
It feels like we've been building up to this day for so long because we released our first album in April 24 and then we toured it and stuff like that, but from basically the end of that week, all our attention has just been on album 2. So, like, for us, it feels like an absolute lifetime. So the fact that it's finally is meant we're buzzing.
Jamie, you guys are fiercely proud to be from Earlstown.
Yeah.
Just give us a sense of how that has impacted your music, how that influences your music, and how that's influenced this new album that's been released today.
Yeah, so we're from Earlstown, yeah. And if anybody doesn't know, it's right between Manchester and Liverpool. So growing up for us, it opened so many doors, being in a band, to have so many great venues on your doorstep, and you could go and watch bands, you could play these venues, and obviously, you're in between two legendary musical cities for inspiration as well.
Dex, does it feel like you've put Earlstown on the map?
I hope so, yeah. I hope so, because it needed it. But yeah, it does. I'm very proud to be from there. It's shaped who we are as people as well, so yeah. Doing our mums and dads proud.
Yeah, I mean, I'm not from Earlstown myself, but
I've cut that.
We've adopted him. But being in the band with the Easter have sort of shown me what it's like there, and I can see it all the time in the tunes, the influence of that sort of rough and ready attitude, I guess, over there. It's cool.
Ryan, with the release of this new album, I mean, it sounds like a bit of a cliche, but all bands still want to break America. I mean, is that the plan?
That's the plan. We went over to America earlier this year and signed to a big agent over there, and then now we've got plans to go back over in the next few months, so we can't wait. Rolling Stone have just plugged us as well in their magazines.
Dexter, what would it mean to you to have Pretty on the Internet as the #1 album?
The absolute world, to be honest with you. I think because we've worked hard over the past couple of years and stuff, so it'd just be a little bit like the cherry on the top of the cake.
And Jamie, in this album, I mean, there is a nod to mental health issues. I mean, you've spoken about it in the past.
Yeah.
You've been on the ADHD pathway for some time. I mean, how does that manifest itself in when you're performing?
I think that it's just my way of always express myself, because we were talking about this the other day, it's just something I've always done, is writing songs, and I don't know whether that's a coping mechanism or it's just how I express myself or whatever, so it's just something that now just feels like a part of who I am.
Dexter, you must have some pinch yourselves moments.
Probably having one now. Yeah, but there's been that many now that it's like Glastonbury, Reading and Leeds main stage, sitting here now on the telly, the album coming out, it doing so well. There's absolutely loads of moments where I just sit and think, when did this happen? It's just happened so quick.
Well, gentlemen, you are clearly going from strength to strength. You make us very proud. Good luck.
Thank
with
you
your new
very
album,
much.
And congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thanks a lot for having us, mate.
Yeah, making us proud indeed. Make sure you stick around for a full performance of one of their latest singles, filmed right here in our studio.
Well, the Lionesses have certainly stuck around, haven't they? They're in the finals of the Euros in Switzerland, and once again, our region is right behind them, Mike.
Yeah, that's right. The excitement really starting to build now. Can they do it again? Less than 48 hours to go now until England take on Spain in the final of the Women's Euros. The Lionesses hoping to make it back-to-back Euros titles, and supporters over in Switzerland and a little closer to home are getting ready for the big night, as David Chisnell reports.
For England at the Euros, after the lows and many highs, now comes one last twist as the Lionesses defend their... And as a former Barcelona player, Rochdale's Kira Walsh faces some of her old club teammates in Sunday's showdown.
I think obviously I've got friends, but it's a final and we want to win, and yeah, after the game we'll go back to being friends, but yeah, right now we're rival. It's a different country, different tournament, and a lot of different players, so for us it feels like a fresh start, and yeah, I think when you play for England you always want to win every game.
The late comebacks and penalty shootouts have tested the nerves of all Lionesses fans, especially their families who've travelled out to Switzerland, like the brothers of Barrow's Georgia Stanway.
We sat so close, you could see the emotions on the faces of everybody. The families around, everyone's nail biting, everyone's sat on the edge of the seat, everyone's, you know, looking at the phones, or can't watch, can watch. You see it all.
We were sat like directly behind the dugout, so I sprung out my seat and I was ended up standing on top of the dugout for a couple of seconds before I realised that I should probably get off before I go through it. We're proud of it no matter what, so no matter what the result is, they've done us all proud.
Almost half of the England squad either come from the Northwest or play for one of our teams. Girls right across our region are once again being inspired by them. This training session in Halewood, run by the LFC Foundation, is one of a growing number giving female players the chance to follow in their footsteps.
I'm so excited. The girls have came on so much. Our last match against Italy was a hard match. We was losing and then we came back and just won against Italy.
How excited are you for Sunday?
Very.
Why?
Because I know they can do it.
Really? Why are you so confident?
Because they won it last time and they can win it again. Quite inspiring because, like, you see they're doing the dream that you want to do and you just want to do what they're doing because you love football.
Well, no, you want to be there in the final?
Yeah.
Oh, it's good. You can hear the girls right through the tournament over the last few weeks at our camps and our weekly sessions. Just that build-up and the excitement, but also having that live reaction of a last-minute equaliser or the jeopardy of maybe getting knocked out. And it's just keeping them involved, and you can see the excitement when they come to the camps daily. It's been really good to see the Lionesses go right through.
Pubs, bars and arenas across the region will be showing the final, and Ella Tombs local in Tilsley will once again be packed.
Oh, it's going to be mad. We're fully booked inside at the moment, the standing room only. We've got the outside area in the beer garden where we can seat at least 96, and then we've got a little park at the side there, which I'm going to put an 80-inch screen on. Yeah, it's going to be epic. So pleased for her, for the team, for all her family, all her fans. The whole town comes together to support her.
It's coming home.
Well, at Ella's old team, Astley and Tilsley Football Club, they're singing of more England success.
Yeah, what a weekend it's going to be. Well, meanwhile, the fixtures have been released for the new Women's Super League season, and it kicks off. Home of Goodison Park will be the following week against Spurs. Manchester City start their campaign away to champions Chelsea, while Manchester United are at home to Leicester City. One other piece of football news, and Manchester City have agreed a deal to re-sign goalkeeper James Trafford from Burnley. This was him saving 2 penalties in the same match in January. City will pay £27 million. To Rugby League, and Wigan can close the gap on Super League leaders Hull KR to just 2 points tonight. The Warriors are at home to the Catalan Dragons, aiming to bounce back from last weekend's surprise defeat at home to Hull. But there is no panic in the Wigan camp.
It's given us a different challenge. If we went and we won everything exactly the way we won everything last year, it becomes monotonous and boring. And I think, you know, it shows to us character, the way that we're sticking together and the way that we're trying to get through this period. And we're second in the league.
To darts, and Stephen Bunting is out of the World Match Play in Blackpool. The world number 4, who's from Liverpool, was hoping to make it to his first match play final, but he was beaten 16-7 by Johnny Clayton in the quarter-finals. Warrington's Luke Littler plays his quarter-final against Andrew Gilding later tonight, and he's revealed how he's been passing the time in Blackpool.
Yeah, probably just a bit of Xbox, bit of crazy golf, bit of arcades, but yeah, most of it's just been Xbox chilling. But now we're here, it's time to go to work.
Finally to cricket, and a dramatic win for Lancashire in their county championship match at Gloucestershire. After bowling out the home side for 285 in their second innings, Lancashire were left with a target of 110 for victory, which they reached just a few moments ago. They win by 9 wickets. And that is your sport tonight. Don't forget, England against Spain in the Women's Euros final is live here on ITV1 on Sunday from 3:30 p.m. Don't miss it.
Can't wait.
Yeah, thank you very much, Mike. Right, now some fantastic music coming up in a mo. First, though, Emma has the weather.
Why do I need a shower? I've been out in the rain.
The faster you go, the sooner you'll be out. You'll save water too.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Hello there, very good Friday evening to you. The weekend starts here, and on the whole, it could be a lot worse. We are expecting some sunny spells, and I will cater for a few showers drifting around on a slight breeze, nothing too strong, and on the whole, if you happen to find a sunnier spot, it should be feeling pretty pleasant. So we have a frontal system clearing away southeastwards this evening, maybe 1 or 2 showers on that, skies clearing behind it, showers marching west to east tomorrow, and then on Sunday this next system pushes into the northwest of the UK. Don't think we'll see too much from that, and the high pressure hangs on into Monday, so again a fine day to start the new week, but big question mark on Tuesday, and so we'll leave that alone for now, and we'll just come back to that a little bit nearer the time. So over the next few hours you can see that cloud slips away southeastwards, some bits of drizzle on that and patchy rain, a bit of a legacy of cloud through the second part of the night, but through the early hours I think it's going to stay largely dry, just a few odd showers to the south of the patch slipping down through the Liverpool Bay area, temperatures about where they should be for the time of year in the mid-teens Celsius. Sun's up on Saturday about 5:15 in the morning, and we are expecting to see a few showers pushing eastwards. Some of these could be heavy at times, but they will clear through, maybe a little bit gusty around the showers. We're expecting some gustiness to the northwest of the patch from time to time, but really the winds should be light and fairly refreshing, top temperatures 20 or 21 Celsius, so again not a bad day into the afternoon if you happen to see that sunshine, which should open up quite nicely, as you can see by those light green colours. A few showers continue for a while on Saturday evening, but then they do fade, so Sunday not a bad day. Monday high pressure in charge again, not bad at all. Could be some showers on Tuesday though. That's your weather for now. Here's a look at the pollen.
United Utilities sponsors ITV Granada weather.
Making the most of summer. Piri sponsors ITV pollen count.
So then the pollen season is pretty much at an end, so counts generally low at the moment, which is great news for hay fever sufferers, and you're fully up to date with everything. I'll catch you a little bit later on. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Emma. Now, before we go, a warning about some flashing images that are coming up, which means, as promised, we're leaving you this Friday evening with an exclusive performance by the Pride of Earlstown, The K's, filmed right here in our studio too.
Yeah, this is something else. Their brilliant single, Helen O.I. Thanks for watching. Enjoy this. Good night.
The boys in Germany, I went and got a flight on my own. Said I gotta go, meet up down the road. And I knew it's our last chance, so I flew you out to France to my show. But I didn't know, no, I should've known. Trying to rebuild would only lead to us falling apart. 'Cause Paris stole your heart, Paris stole your heart. In every line of my notes, every song that I wrote, off the pages you glow. So I'm ripping out the pages and I put them to the flames, screaming, hear the noise. To watch you glow just one final time. Hear the know why, hear the know why. I hate to see you go, but I just had to cars and ships every time. Inside of my mind, inside of my mind. So I'm giving to your forces and I stand my wooden horses to find the place you reside, the pages you hide in every line of my notes, every song that I wrote, of the pages you clone. In every line of my notes, every song that I wrote, of the pages you clone. So I'm ripping out the pages and I put them to the flame, screaming, heaven know why, heaven know why. I hate to see you go, I had to watch you glow just one final time, one final time. Heaven know why, heaven know why. I hate to see you go, but I just have to watch you glow just one final time. So now we'll never hold ya. Don't know why I never told ya all the things you should have known, yeah. You should have known, yeah. I never told ya what I'm gonna do, what I'm going through, what I wanna see, who I wanna be. When I get older, I never told ya. Told you what I'm gonna do, what I'm going through, what I wanna see, who I wanna be. When I get older, I never told ya. Told you what I'm gonna do, what I'm going through, what I wanna see, who I wanna be. When I get older.